right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Stable, and today we are in the baby stable where everything's broke and we're trying to fix that. Shelby still broke. Just needs a clutch. Sean's debating. He has some ideas what he wants to do later down the road, so he's just wondering if he should go ahead and put a stronger clutch in that, and that's all the hints we'll give you about that. Yeah. So this been a while since anything's been done to it. Sean got some Christmas presents that he's put on the car, so it's letting him get farther with it. So the goal for today is up here. The goal for today is to fire it up. But so oil, coolant, battery, fuel lines, sway bar, exhaust, plug wires. Don't know about the methanol clamps. He has his 90-degree oil filter over there, the shiny blue thing. And then what's the coolant lines?
Yep.
So
that's these ones back here. Right here. I just didn't have clamps to go with them.
So he just ran to the parts store and grabbed the rest of the stuff he needed. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. It sounds like it's gonna be a fairly easy task, but you guys know how that goes, and it's never as easy as it sounds like it's gonna be. So we'll keep you updated, and fingers crossed we'll get this thing fired up today and we can finally hear what that turbo sounds like. All right, guys, so this is how the guy had his oil filter set up on this engine before Sean got it. He just had there's a little adapter in here, if you guys can see it, right down there, kind of on the back side. Oh, maybe see it from here better, right on the in between the header and where I'm pointing. So I gotta get that out of there, but yeah, he just had those two lines running to those these little fittings, and then had the filter located somewhere else on the car. Sean is going to be running this 90-degree oil filter adapter, so to clear it. I think, what was the reason for that? Was it just no room?
Yeah, because all those vacuum lines over there by the turbo, and that those braided lines got in the way of it.
Okay, so that was the reason behind why he got rid of this. How's the exhaust going down there?
I'm almost done. I'm just working on the, what is that, the passenger side? This flow tube right here is crooked. I don't know if you can see how this flow tube kind of goes with the body of the car.
Let me see.
And this one's like upside down. So I just got to loosen this section up and twist it so that it matches this one.
Okay, and you already got the piece up there for the cutoff?
Yeah, so I got this piece to sit where I wanted it to. So I'm running a cutout. Some people do, some people don't. But I wanted to. And typically it's the low point on the car. It looks like the guy who had this before me nicked this part on the ground a couple of times. So I'm trying to just really tuck it up underneath the car so that it's out of the way. But it's coming together pretty good. Like I said, I just got this one flow tube left to get adjusted, and then I think the pipes in the far back coming out the back of the car are crooked, so that's going to take some work too, but it's a process.
All right, so there is the little update for you guys. I know Sean did have to go out and buy a new air motor fuel line kit, right?
Yeah.
Because I think he was missing some fittings with the last one. Outside of that, you really haven't had to buy. Well, you bought the water meth. Of course, you have the expense of the engine itself. The cutout.
Yeah, all my gauges. I had to buy all my gauges, the water meth, price of the motor, all the silicone lines, the filter for the turbo, all that heat wrap over there, and then all the silicone piping was shot. So I had to do that too. So.
Okay, and then you and Uncle Steve, right? Notched this bumper.
Yeah, we had to cut quite a bit out of it, so hoping the body shop can make it look a little bit better than that.
So you guys can see the piping in there for the intercooler, but they made it all fit. So of course Sean has all the fenders and everything off, and this thing will be getting painted eventually. But just want to give you guys a quick update. I gotta get back down here and get this filter adapter on. Everything with our list is like half done, which Jalen got this signed for Sean for Christmas, so perfect. Everything's half done right now. I got the 90-degree oil filter on there, but there is a long like L-shaped bracket that was in the way, and all it does is hold up a wire down here. Sorry, it's dark in my Flashlight is dead. But so I just took a hammer and kind of massaged that bracket out the way. Maybe you can see it down in there now. So this, there's a bracket right down there behind that line. So right down in there where my finger's pointing. But anyway, so I massage out the way a little bit with the hammer. The oil filter is tight. But right here on our paper for the oil filter adapter, it tells you which oil filter you need that will thread onto that. So we didn't have that. Sean bought his oil and oil filter before we got to that step, so we just missed it. We also have to get more hose clamps because we started with the heater core back here and didn't have enough hose clamps. I bought an assorted pack and they were all kind of trash. It gave us a bunch of little tiny ones. So there's that. Gotta get 3 more hose clamps at least to finish up that. We got this bottom fuel line, but this top one is giving us fits. It's like this needs to be shorter, but I think that came pre-assembled, so we don't want to cut that. But we also have, trying to make it work, this is hitting the hot side of the turbo, which is not really good to have a fuel line running on the hot side of a turbo. So, excuse me, still trying to figure that part out with the fuel line. We're in the process of doing the radiator hose now. I got to look up and make sure before we cut any more that we cut it right. Sean finished up the exhaust, right?
Yeah, it's all buttoned up. That driver side one is giving me a headache though. Like you can see where it's a little bit longer than the passenger side.
Okay, yeah, so that's what he's talking about. I don't know if you guys can see the angle, but the driver tailpipe is sticking out just a little bit farther than the passenger, so he was trying to get that squared away. But that is where we're at with everything as far as the update. So Sean is about to run to the parts store so we can finish this up, hopefully get an oil filter on there. I got to think about what we're going to do with this fuel line.
Plug wires.
Oh yeah, plug wires this side is going to be easy, but he already had his was that the downpipe right there?
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to disconnect it from here to be able to get to these plugs.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any other way unless you put the boot down in between the valve cover and try to run your hand through here and snap them in like that.
Yeah, that actually might work.
So that
the back one just might be tough to get to.
Yeah, so that might work on that, but outside of that, just wanted to fill you guys in on where we're at with this. So when he gets back, we'll pick up the video from there, guys. So unfortunately, we did not get to start the car tonight. We ran into a couple issues. Sean, do you want to go ahead and tell him what's left? Because we're a lot closer than we were.
Yeah, so we ran into issues. I had to disconnect the downpipe to get the plug wires in.
Which is a tight fit already, as you guys can see down in there.
And as soon as I disconnected that downpipe, it messed up a lot of the exhaust work I've been working on all day, so I got to get back down there and straighten that out. Still got to connect the clutch cable and the cable for the gas pedal. Still got to do that.
TPS right here. We got to find what sensor that is. I think it's this one, but this one looks weird, so I'm not sure if that's it or not. But
I have a ground wire over here that, for the life of me, I can't remember if it goes to the back of the head or to the block. So I got to look that up. And then I also have to tighten the belt up. And honestly, I think that is it. So after that is all done, put oil in it because it's bone dry right now, and then coolant. Let it run for a little bit, and then top off all the fluids. And she should be at least drivable. Won't be able to get on it without a tune, but it should at least be drivable, which is the goal right now. So I'm gonna get back at it tomorrow. I've been going since 9 a.m. this morning. So I'm gonna take a break for tonight, come back at it tomorrow. Hopefully be able to tie up the last few odds and ends and get fluids in it. And maybe tomorrow will be the day that I get the first start out of it. But I think that's it.
So there is actually one more big one. This fuel rail. So guys, I zip tied this one just to this oil wire for now, just so we remember. This has a 90-degree bend going out of it, and we need like a 45, and then we can run a rubber hose straight to there and try to split the difference between the hot and the cold side of the turbo right there, just so this is as far away from the hot as we can get, and just probably go up that way over the radiator or the alternator, and 45 it straight back to the fuel rail. So I think that's going to be the answer to that. But of course, we don't have those fittings, and I think we're going to have to pop that fuel rail up slightly so we can try to twist that out of there to make that work, and then source whatever fitting 45 that will work for that.
Yeah, and then I'm not a fan of how this distributor looks right now. All the plug wires are different lengths, but we just went off a video based off of LMR. So we know that the wires are going to the right cylinders, but it just doesn't look as clean up here in the distributor as I want it to. You were mentioning some company sells wires that go to the specific cylinder, so I'll probably end up buying those.
Yeah, they're just pre-numbered, so you know what wire goes to what cylinder.
But yeah, I mean, not a whole lot. It just felt like as we erased an item off that list today, though, another one showed up.
Yeah, so as you guys see, that where we started with our list, we've added more to it, and double checking the lines for the heater core. Based off this SVE kit, the hoses were different diameters, so I just took them to smaller one to the smaller pipe sticking out for the heater core, larger one to larger one. But my dad was saying he thought they crossed a certain way, but so we got to double check that. I believe I have it right based off of the diameter for the hoses, but so that's that. And then so this thing's probably, I'm gonna say 90% there.
Oh, and then we did the water mat. We finished up the water
mat
today.
Yeah, you closed the trunk.
Yeah, but really the only thing we had to do was run some additional line that just ran out, and then we had to put this like inline. I can't remember the name of this piece right here.
Oh, but it's check valve.
Yeah, the check valve. Had to put that in there today, and then we also finished up our vacuum lines for the wastegate.
Yeah, so he put it right here. So once the fender's on there, you're not gonna see any of that, but he'll still be able to reach right there and adjust it at the track or whenever he feels like turning it up, which he'll have to compete. But
so yeah, I mean that's really about it. I think I got pretty much everything I need to get it done, and I think just for future, I've seen a lot of guys go away from these style fuel rails, and go to the braided lines, just because it gives you more flexibility to get those lines away from the turbo. I do have a turbo blanket to put on this, so these lines will not be sitting directly on the turbo. But again, turbo blankets do get pretty hot too. So that's what we got left. And then once the car is running, I'll put the fenders back on it, and then after that, it'll be off to the body shop, hopefully. Yeah, goal is just to get it moving.
Yeah, so once he gets them moving, he's just going to put the little piece in there and lock the timing just so he can just drive it around. But yeah, so that's going to be about it. So hopefully on the next episode, whenever that is, and we get back over here, we'll have a first start for you guys, and we can finally hear the turbo sounds. But yeah, so that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll try to answer the best we can with doing the On3 Performance turbo system on a Fox. And I'm sure there's plenty of other videos that are probably better, but we'll try to help out if we can. So please be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.